the whole ecosystem of how play to earn works currently in these utility tokens, it's pretty much dead.
All right, in this video with Brycent, we're gonna break down why he thinks play to earn, the economies and the gameplay and how all the things, the interactions, the guilds involved are broken. They're dead right now, but there is hope, and he gives us a lot of hope with his perspectives of what should happen in this space and what's to come, and how things can just be a lot more fun and profitable for everybody involved. So check it out.
What's up, everybody? You're listening to the Hustle and Flowchart podcast with your boys, Matt Wolf and Joe Fear.
Play to earn it's an interesting space, especially if you're watching Axie, and then another one that we've been kind of paying attention to a little bit is Peg Axie, where you have these issues where there's the governance token, and then you've got the in-game kind of economy token that you earn through playing the game. And I'm speaking more to the audience because I know you know this stuff, but
Oh no, I love talking about it.
You've got these two tokens, but what ends up happening is if there's not enough utility for the in-game economy token, then people are just earning the token, but they have no real use for them other than breeding or just selling them and cashing them out. So what ends up happening is these coins just get inflated, and then the price goes down, 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 and then nobody wants to play the game anymore because there's no real value in the coin that you're earning. So where I'd like to explore with you is like how does that get solved? Like in your opinion, where does it go from here to kind of fix that thing?
Man, this is a tough question because it's one that I've been trying to figure out since probably September. Is when I realized that we were all in this cycle of perpetuating BS that is thinking that games can exist in a world where DeFi is the predicated solution and center focal point of the game instead of like the overall entertainment value being higher. And I've seen a lot of people talk about the idea that the game only has to be more fun than someone else's like traditional job. And the biggest problem with that is the whole idea that gaming at its very core root is supposed to be entertaining. It's supposed to be something that takes stress away and is culturally endemic to audiences around the world, regardless of where you're from. If you look at IRL games like soccer, people around the world play soccer. Even like to quote like World War II, there was a point where they were saying that during Christmas, two different sides of the war actually got together for one day ceasefire at night to play soccer. And then the next day they went back to shooting and killing each other, which is, the dark side of that. But the idea is gaming, just like any other sport or thing in the metaverse, should connect people. But one thing that we've seen is that it actually is creating a larger disconnect because everything is so predicated on tokens. So when I think about solving this issue, it's very much game dependent. But from my standpoint, I think for the first thing that needs to happen is there needs to be more inclusivity around. You cannot be having people pay insane prices to get into these ecosystems and games. Like imagine spending $200,000 on a land in a game that has nowhere near close to an actual viable land ecosystem. And how do you actually see the world getting $200,000 back out of that? Or if you look at, what's being built in all of these different games, anytime you have a utility token that isn't balanced or structurally sound, everything that you launch after that will always be subject to the value of that utility token and the overall mantra and reputation that comes with, they don't really have a sustainable economy because this token is in the dirt. So what I've been really kind of harping and proposing is that the whole ecosystem of how play to earn works currently in these utility tokens, it's pretty much dead. Like if you follow the Axie model, and I love Axie Infinity, and they're actually changing their model to try to solve some of these problems. But if you follow that same model, as soon as you reach a point of max capacity where the gamers are just all playing for the token and no one is bringing money into the ecosystem because they actually love the game, you will always hit that inflation point and then the token will just ride its way back down. Like in the early days of Axie, you had guilds coming in spending money because everybody wanted to make money. So there was money flowing into the ecosystem. But as soon as you reach that max capacity point where, okay, we have enough guilds and we also see scholars starting to create their own guilds and boom, 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 boom. So from my perspective, I think a lot of what's being built in the play to earn space is very much predicated around the buzzword of play to earn, but not actually creating sustainability. And I think that for that next level, the next generation, a lot of these games shouldn't focus on scholars or even guilds. I think you focus on going back into the Web 2 ethos of getting players who want to play these games because the ecosystems are fun and go back into the idea of under promising and over delivering. Because right now it's, hey, we're going to over promise you and get you to spend a ton of money, and then there's no delivery point. What's stopping a game from going back to the model of just dropping a game title or saying, hey, if you buy this $20 NFT, you get full access to the game, instead of, hey, you buy this $1,000 or $5,000 asset to get full access of a game that hasn't happened yet. You probably make more money in the long run because your game is much more readily cheap for those who aren't in the Web3 ethos to jump into. Like, there's enough saturation in Web3 currently. We need to bring in gamers from Web2 who can join these ecosystems and play games seamlessly without having to connect a wallet or understand how Web3 works as a whole. Let them learn that on their own as a byproduct of playing a fun game. But 99% of the games aren't doing that yet. And that's why we see all these ridiculous fluctuations in pricing. And there will never be a world, in my opinion, where the economics of a game can outweigh the actual entertainment value, or else you will run into the same instance.
All right, so you probably loved those light bulb moments. Brycent's a smart dude, so make sure to go follow him around and go check out the full-length episode of this episode. It actually goes for about, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes or so, but there are a lot of gems like this. Go check it out on Apple and Spotify. Just look up Hustle and Flowchart. And go join our Discord too. It's over at hardfork.gg/Discord. We're all hanging out there. We got a killer community, a lot of fun folks playing games and talking about games. And make sure to look out for more. We're going to release the full interview of Brycent coming out probably in the next couple weeks. So keep your eyes peeled on our YouTube. Go smash that like button, hit it, ting it with your finger, whatever you got to do. And go do that for Brycent as well on all of his social channels. Till next time, peace. See you. Thanks.